Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. Got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Big Michael Bolin. What's up, bro?
How's it going, buddy? How's it going? Good to be back here.
Man, it's good.
Happy to be back and excited to have football, basketball, all sorts of good stuff today to chat about.
Tons of it, man. It's good to have you back, buddy. A versatile man. I love it. Good to see you. Good to see everybody in the chat. Lone Rhino said, nobody. Got that exactly right. Rhino, let's go. All right, let's get after it. Now, Bolin, let's take a look at how we did yesterday because we got a big show today. Everybody say what's up in the chat. So good to see you. Hope you're having a great Saturday. All right, Bolin. So here's the mess we got into last night. All right, let's take a look here. So Memphis money line, Vanderbilt money line. So that was football. So Memphis goes down. Look at Tulane, the Green Wave. Shout out to them. Shout out to Michael, or shout out to John Bowman. We got a Bolin and a Bowman. So I love it. Memphis goes down. So we lose that one. But USC football, we get that. So we have them parlayed with Florida today. So now we have Florida money line minus 110, essentially. So Kansas, Bolin, we'll talk about this in a second. We saw some crazy line movement yesterday when, like, literally live 24 hours ago at this time, we were talking about the Kansas North Carolina game, right? And we were like, all right, Kansas plus 1.5. Let's roll. Let's see what the Jayhawks got going on the road, tough environment. And then it, like, immediately it was like 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. Then it leveled out back to zero or back to even, right? So there was nothing really there. Like, I'm not saying anything happened nefarious for that. It was just an interesting game. What did you think about North Carolina and Kansas last night?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was on North Carolina in that one, so fortunately a little bit better. Yeah, I took a Carolina money line and teased a little bit down on the over, but that seemed to hit pretty easily.
Yeah, they look good.
But yeah, for me, I mean, I think Kansas can be a great team this year. I think Peterson, that guard there, they've already been talking about this kid as one of the top picks in the NBA draft coming up, and he's got a world of talent. But, you know, this is what we're going to see early college basketball season. These teams that really are relying on 18, 19-year-old kids straight out of high school, put them in a tough road environment. You know, obviously Chapel Hill is say what you want about the fan base there, but I've been inside the Dean Dome before. I've gotten shots up in there. That is a massive arena. And when that thing is packed, it's loud no matter what. But
yeah, dude, you bring up a good point. Real quick. It, like exactly what you just said. Like playing in the Dean Dome, and you were saying, you're like, dude, I put shots up in that arena. It's hard, dude. It's like, huge. Oh yeah, and like, you know, when we get to March Madness and they're playing in these big, you know, arenas that, you know, NHL teams or NBA or whatever, that when the larger the arena, it's harder to shoot because you've got so much space around. It's just different, right? But yeah, it was a fascinating game. And we'll talk more about that in a second. Jamal Murray over 2.5 threes. All right, we got this one last night, dude. He had been shooting like slaw the last 3 games. Finally goes off last night, hit him 5 threes. So it's good to get that one. Brad, tough one there. It in OBO Dents. That sounds like the dopest rat name of all time. OBO Dents and Silk the Shocker. They tied 1-1. So that's how we ended yesterday. It's kind of a weird day, man, but is what it is. Now, jumping into today, I'll tell you what, we got a lot. So we'll jump into the picks, and then we're just going to go sport by sport. And it's so good to see everybody. Say hello in the chat. If you could, hit the like button. Yeah, I hate asking for it, but YouTube is what it is. If you're watching on your phone, just grab the screen, pull it down, hit like, pop it back up. I swear, we won't ask you for anything else. Now, real quick, Bolin, it's so good to have you. I'm reaching out to our man, Big Kevin Ballard. So, KB, he works for the Professional Lacrosse League, the PLL, right? And I want to get him involved, and I want to get lacrosse going on here. And then Mikey Sips. And these are all folks that we work together with at 24/7 Sports, CBS Sports. Sips works for or last I talked to him, he worked for the Philadelphia Flyers. So might be a little tough to have somebody from the team on a show like this. But good to hear from them, man. And yeah, gonna reach out to Big Kev, man, and get him on. Tizzle on fire. There we go. Big Craig. Oh my goodness, man, buddy, how are you doing? Dude, Craig got hit by the hurricanes. Tough, man. Yeah, tough, man. So Craig, so good to see you, buddy. Glad you're well. So glad that you are well. Tina, Happy Saturday, dude. Happy Saturday, Tina. So good to see you. All right, so let's jump into it. Bolin, we'll start with you. We got a bunch of picks. Let's get it. All right, Bull, start us off, buddy. What we got?
All right, so getting off with the kicking today off with a little bit of football. We got the biggest Big Ten game of the day, Oregon traveling to Iowa City. I took the over 41.5 in this game. I woke up this morning to hear from my girlfriend, who is from Iowa, that it's snowing in Iowa today. So take that information as you will. But this is a game where I've been riding a lot of Iowa totals this year. I still think they're not getting credit for actually having a functional offense, since Kirk Ferentz hasn't had one for a long time. But yeah, I think this is a game, even with the weather, where we could end up seeing. I do think Oregon ends up winning outright, but I think we're going to pretty easily clear that 41.5. Moving on, Vanderbilt -6 today against Auburn. Auburn, a team coming off of a very embarrassing loss to Kentucky. So embarrassing, they fired Hugh Freeze. And you know who's taking over for Hugh Freeze, Alan? DJ Durkin. So I am taking Vanderbilt against a team who has a terrible head coach in the interim spot and very little to play for. Give me Vanderbilt trying to bounce back off of that tough game against Texas last week at home. I like the -6. Following that up, Indiana playing at Penn State today. I believe this line is still at 14.5, if not more. I'm not sure if it's gone up since then. I bought it down a point to 13.5. I just have a tough time, believing that Penn State's going to put up enough points to keep up with Indiana. We'll see what ends up happening there, but I'm still a believer in this Indiana team. I think Mendoza's a hell of a quarterback, and I just don't have any real faith in Penn State at this point in the season with an interim coach and a backup quarterback. Going to shift gears to the NBA here. Not a lot of games on the slate tonight, but looking at Sixers money line, Spurs money line, parlaying those together. You got Philly playing Toronto at home tonight. Toronto's been up and down this season, but as long as Philadelphia is playing at a pretty, normal level for them, given the talent on that roster, this is a game I feel like they should be able to pick up at home. And then San Antonio playing the hapless New Orleans Pelicans. That's it.
Our Pellies, baby. Our
Pellies. The Smoothie King Center where dreams come true. But yeah, parlaying those two together, get it down to -132. I feel pretty confidently those teams get the job done on their home floor tonight. And then shifting gears one more time to college basketball. There's 3 big games on the docket today with Oklahoma, Gonzaga later tonight. But the big two today will be Arkansas traveling to Michigan State, taking on Tom Izzo and the Fighting Michigan State Spartans. This is going to be a theme for me throughout college basketball season that you guys continue to hear. I think college basketball guard play is more important than anything else. Michigan State, they've struggled a little bit in their first game against Colgate. Colgate, obviously a very good team in their own right. But just with the roster that Calipari's put together there in Arkansas, he's got veterans that have transferred in and very stable guard play in there with Wagner and Acuff coming in as the freshman there. So give me Arkansas money line. I think they'll go into Michigan State. Very tough place to play, but I just think they're the better team there. And then the big game of the day, St. John's at Madison Square Garden, taking on the Alabama Crimson Tide. Again, guard play, veteran play in this one. Alabama's, led by Philon in the backcourt there. Very talented player, can fill it up as we saw last year. But Rick Pitino's put together a squad once again, just like he flips in the transfer portal every year now, it seems there. So I'm going to ride. I've seen this get as high as 6.5. I don't know if I want to get that high, but if you can find it at 5.5, give me St. John's at home. I've looked at the ticket availability for that game at the Garden's Day. There's less than 100 listings from what I saw. I expect the Garden to be popping. That place gets nuts when St. John's is good. And you have an Alabama team who, while talented, a lot of inexperienced players in that front. So we'll see what they're made of. Great test today, but give me St. John's at home to cover that number.
Nice, dude. All right. So first off, a couple of things. Well done, obviously. Number 2, Japan giving you a shout out here. Big Mike, one sport off from the sports equinox. No, I love it. I'm telling you, that's why I'm so happy, dude, to have Bolin on here and every freaking time that we have. Because, dude, just wait. My man is versatile. I love it. Absolutely love it. Guys, educated. Hey, look at that, man. Just absolutely crushing it. Nailed it. Now, Bolin, here's the other thing. Number 2. I like you going with these former Kentucky Italian coaches here. All right.
Always, baby. My paisans. There you go.
All white suits. No, man, look, I feel you on both of them. All right. Now, Calipari and Arkansas are no joke. I mean, not saying anybody is. We're just saying that what they did last year, yeah, and do what you want to do. Talking about Arkansas, yeah, dude, they got some young guns, man. Like Calipari, remember what they did last year? Arkansas came on strong at the end of the year, right? Now, so Bolin, here is the fun part of this show. So one of our guys, another that I love, Matty Ice, is feeling some Michigan State. So we have what we call a saddle up hoss. Okay. It's essentially a showdown. Okay. And we bet 5 memberships, or you could bet whatever you want. I'm going to take the payment part for you today. Okay. Now you're in the bet. All right. You and Ice. Okay. Going with Arkansas and what, Michigan State? Is that right?
Yeah, Arkansas over Michigan State.
Yep. All right, there we go. So if Ice wins, I will pay the 5 memberships. If you win, Bolin, Ice will pay the 5 memberships. And also, oh yeah, are you in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Hey, get those double rifles going. I love it. Hey, and you and Ice, y'all gonna be boys, dude. Y'all are very, very similar. I love both of y'all. So there it is, man. Awesome. Got a showdown going on that. Okay, so Bolin, great job, man, as always. And we're gonna talk about these games. If anybody has any picks, any thoughts on anything, questions, drop in the chat. We'll get to it. I promise. Now, Bolin, those are yours. Great job. Here are mine. Now, some are from earlier in the week when we did our college football show. Some are new. So the 3 at the top are brand new. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are from previous in the week. But this is everything that we have all compiled together, nice and clean. All right. So, Bolin, I'm going to throw this question over to you first. I'm taking a shot here. Tennessee basketball. It wouldn't be Tennessee football might try to do that. They're off today. So
yeah.
As long as it's not a ranked team. All right. Anyways, Tennessee team total over 82.5. All right. Tennessee came out against Mercer first game, handled their business, didn't look good doing it. I've got a feeling that Rick Barnes has probably been yelling at everything and everyone, which is what he tends to do early in practice in the season, right? I've also seen some of these teams, big name teams that have played a game 1. Kentucky didn't look great game 1. You know, it is what it is, right? And then game number 2, yeah, belt to ass, right? Like came out, looked much, much more sharp, right? A little bit of that coming into play for Tennessee today. Have you watched any Tennessee? I'm not asking you to make your pick on this play, but have you watched Tennessee basketball?
I did not watch their season opener, but I am pretty familiar with a few players on this roster beyond the guys who were there last year. Obviously, Jacoby Gillespie coming in from Maryland. He had a hell of a season up there for the Terps. They were very, very sad to see him go. And, for me to just throw back in there real quick, Georgetown handled them yesterday in College Park. Gotta love that. But yeah, you guys got a freshman there, Nate Ament. This kid is the real deal.
Yeah.
I see obviously in his first game it looked like he went for 18 and 9, shot 55% from the field. He's a DC area kid. I've known this name for quite some time now. I thought when Tennessee and Barnes landed him, it was a pretty big coup for them. I'm excited to see what this kid can do over the course of the year, but it wouldn't shock me if he ends up being the most important player on this team sooner rather than later. So yeah, in this spot, I mean, against Northern Kentucky, like you said, I have no idea what they did in their first game. I do know their head coach is still Darren Horn. I remember
Darren Horn.
I remember him from his South Carolina days. Yeah. He's either going to play a very close game or he's going to get blown out. So, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, over 82.5, I could see that. This is a Tennessee team I feel like is going to probably be at a quicker offensive pace. Not that they've been playing slow at all by any stretch, but I see this being a team that gets up and down this year. I'd feel pretty good about that, even though crossing the 80-point plateau in a college game is always seemingly a pretty big ask.
Yeah, no. First, I appreciate the insight. Number two, what you just said right there. Yeah, that threshold, that 80 plus. Yeah, that's a good kind of line, right? And agreed. And Rick Barnes' offense is essentially an NBA light offense. It's get down the court, generally fire up a three. Give it 2-3 passes around. Yeah. So I think it's going to be not a press the issue offensively, but knowing Rick Barnes, whatever you did poorly, he's wearing that ass out in practice. Yeah. So I like to play the rebound of it, right? All right. So anyways, that's one game today. All right. Oregon. So I feel you here. You'll see below. We played it on Wednesday, the Oregon, Iowa. Got it at 40.5. I'm definitely on that. Now, we lost Memphis last night, so we lost Vanderbilt in a money line parlay. Completely agree with you on Vanderbilt and Auburn. DJ Durkin, your boy. Yeah.
I saw that last night, and I let out the biggest laugh.
Dirk. Now, I like Auburn, but this whole situation has been brutal. And I agree with you in what you're saying. Auburn, after this year, is going to go do work. When Auburn gets back, my man Brandon Marcello, wrote a really nice piece about that. When Auburn gets back to doing Auburn things after this season, Auburn's going to be they're going to get themselves right because it's Auburn. But right now, this season, it started bad. Just everything that could go wrong went wrong. So I agree with you, man. Like yeah. So I'm going to go with Oregon against Iowa. I'm going to take Oregon on the money line, take Vanderbilt on the money line, plus 105. Let's go. Now, the big fella, Jokic, over 1.5 threes, minus 105. So we played Jamal Murray last night. Went off, had 5 threes, looked great. He had shot like slaw. With Jokic, right? Like Bolin, and I mean, you know it better than anybody. Like yesterday, Jokic's triple-double line was minus 120.
Yep. And you know what? He would have crushed it if that game was not a blowout by the time the fourth quarter started.
Yeah. He was 17, 9, and 9, I think, or something like that. Like
I think it was like 25, 9, and 9. But I had him I had him I had a bet with it. It was 25 points, double, and at least 8 assists. Yeah. And I hit everything but that 10th rebound.
It's brutal. And the reason that I bring it up is like minus 120 for a triple-double is insane. It's like, oh, yeah. Aaron Judge, minus 120 to hit 2 home runs. Oh, okay, nice. Thanks. But I'm going to simplify it back tonight. I'm going to take him over 1.5 threes, minus 105. I don't know if Jamal Murray is going to go out and shoot 10 threes tonight. Might. Feeling it, right? But I'm going to take the big fella here. Pop him 2 threes, minus 105. Price is right. Let's go. All right. Now, Florida money line. We had that from the parlay with USC. So we have Florida now, minus 110 today. Georgia money line, Nebraska money line. We'll talk about these games in a minute, plus 160. Arizona money line, Alabama money line, minus 105. Again, Bolin, feel you. Oregon, Iowa, over 40.5. And then I feel you on Indiana, Penn State, over 49.5. I'm banking on a lot of Indiana and Sig doing that work. And I'll say this, man, we talked about it. Signetti is who we're talking about, the head coach for Indiana. This guy's plan is pretty smart. I'm going to go out and try to score 1 million. And if we fall just short of that, I think we're still going to outscore you. Like, but Indiana's physical too. Like they play deep. Like this is not a gimmick. This is not some, oh, we found like some kind of little trick thing. No. Indiana's for real.
No, they're the embodiment of their head coach, man.
Yep.
And like obviously,
who he reminds me of?
I was aware of who Cignetti was long before he got to Indiana. Because he was at JMU before that, Virginia school. And even once he got there, it was the same thing. He just started running it up on everybody. And I think that's just who he is. He brings that sort of chip on the shoulder to everything he does. What was it last year where he was calling out people over, the playoff and everything like that. Basically, like the guy's just great for content first and foremost.
Yeah.
But beyond that,
he's a Google me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. But like, no, he's a hell of a coach, and they've got a great offense and a great quarterback there. So. Yeah.
He is. And you know what he does? We were talking about this Wednesday, like we do our college football show. He's got that Michael Jordan in him to where, like, and we were talking, Dan Lanning at Oregon has that too. But Sig and Indiana really have it to where even if there's no motivation there, might make something up. Like he's got some of that Jordan Brady in him to where, oh, Penn State's been talking that noise, and Penn State hadn't done anything. They didn't say anything. They didn't ask for smoke, and he's just making it up like, oh, they've been running that mouth all week.
Yep.
You got to do what you got to do.
Find some Joe Pa quote from the 80s, like, whoa, buddy.
Whoa, yeah. I wouldn't pump gas in the state of Indiana. Whoa. Dude, so true. Tizzle said it. Cignetti and belt to ass go hand in hand. They do.
He does, man.
They do. They do. Our man, Big Brian Blade, real quick, and we'll get the games. All right, so Blade, he took Vandy and Nebraska women's volleyball -2.5 sets. Also have Florida International plus 27.5 in college basketball and Penn State. Team total over 13.5. Fun cross-sport parlays. First off, those are fun. Awesome. Number 2, Blade, good to see you. Number 3, okay. Liddy asked, so Nebraska women's volleyball -2.5 sets is a play. Brian, let me just tell you, I don't know about betting on volleyball, but what I do know is that Nebraska volleyball, I think they're 23-0 or something. Like it is belt to ass city.
Yeah. They win a lot.
All the time.
A lot. And I can't tell you why, but they do. And that's the one thing I know.
They do.
When I was in college one time, they made me do stats at a women's volleyball game.
Yeah.
During like my internship for the media relations. And I was just like, they're like, have you ever been to a women's volleyball game? I'm like, no. Like, do you know how to do stats? I'm like, absolutely not. And they're like, all right, here you go. So I just made this shit up as I was going. I'm sure the stats made this. I think like one chick probably played the greatest volleyball game in the history of the world, according to me. But
and every company, like, for their score boxes, like they leased it out. So yours on that day, they're like, this is the greatest volleyball day we've ever seen. Yeah, Blade. Nebraska has swept every Big Ten game so far.
That sounds amazing. Right.
Freddie Bear, good morning, AB and Michael, on this glorious Saturday. Freddie Bear, so good to see you, buddy. Hope you are doing well. Let's cash these tickets today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So those are the picks. Now, we'll jump back to those in a minute, but let's just kind of talk about some games, man. We've got college football. We've got college basketball. We've got NBA. We've got NHL. Wherever anybody in the chat wants to go with it, go with it, right? Like just drop it in. If you have picks, if you have thoughts, all of it, trust me. So feel free to stop me. I'm just going to kind of set the table, bro. Like it's Thanksgiving and I'm just going to set the table with a bunch of stuff and we can take it where we want to go. All right. So we'll start here. College football again, man. I'm just going to kind of throw up the games, run through them. If you got any thoughts, we talked about Indiana, Penn State. I mean, pick your score with Indiana, right? They're doing what they're doing. All right, Georgia, Mississippi State. Let's talk about this one. So, have you had a chance to watch much Mississippi State this year?
I've seen them play a couple of times. I remember I watched a lot of their game against Arizona State, whatever week that was, and they looked pretty impressive in that one. And then they played Tennessee tight as well, right?
Oh, they should have won.
Yeah, I remember watching that game too. Yeah.
Yeah, Mississippi State's not a bad football team. I know they're 5-4. I know they're 1-4 in the SEC. I love their coach, Levy, and he'd been calling all week saying, look, what I love about them is that they have energy. They know who they are. All right. They're not down and sad because they're 5-4. They're like, no, we're 5-4. And we're looking to finish every single game right. They've got a great attitude, man. And their head coach, Levy, said, we need 60,000 cowbells in this place. It's Georgia week. And they've been responding, man. I've been watching their games, dude. There's some flavor going on down there. Georgia.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, just everything what you were saying. I looked at that line and just 10 points seemed like a lot for me to want to lay, just because for all the reasons you said. Mississippi State's played close for the majority of the games I've seen them play this year. And to be honest, like even at Georgia 7-1, 5-1, top 5 in the country, I'm just still not convinced this is a juggernaut Georgia team by any stretch. Like, I don't feel comfortable going on them going on the road, and like what you said, is probably going to be a very hostile environment, and feeling confident they're going to win by double digits like I typically would. It's just, and maybe that's whether it's Stockton or what is it, but I just don't have that same feel about this Georgia team as I've had in years past.
Yeah, no, I mean, what you just said is everything we've laid out week after week after week. First off, Lynch got a boogie. Thanks everyone seeing the Discord. Lynch, so good to see you. Have a great Saturday. You absolutely deserve to have a great Saturday. Big Jeffrey, AB, appreciate all of you. Truly grateful. Jeffrey, appreciate you, brother. Big time, man. Big time, big time, big time. Hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Scott, good to see you, man. Georgia doesn't seem like they have had many blowouts this year. No. So, Georgia, here's the deal. You're so correct, Scott, in this. Not only has Georgia not had blowouts, Georgia has had to come from behind in like every game. Florida, they probably should have lost. Tennessee, Georgia probably should have lost. Now, I'm not saying that as a Tennessee guy. What I'm saying is that Georgia every week has been a team that's come from behind. They're a fourth quarter team, kind of like the Denver Broncos, right? So the way to approach them is that they're a great live bet. They fall behind 7-0, something like that. Every week they've been doing it and doing it and doing it. Now, it's going to be a tough environment for sure. Does Georgia win the game? Yeah, I think we all believe that, right? But, Bolin, I'm with you. 9.5, that's a big number. And we're not saying any disrespect to Georgia. Kirby Smart would be the first one to say, yeah, we got to get this first half fixed. You know what I mean? But second half, they're a dog. And the one thing that you can give Georgia and Kirby Smart is that they don't play for 59 minutes and 59 seconds. They play for 60 minutes every single second. And that's why they're 7-1. they hustle. I give them credit. I agree with you, Bo. They're not a perfect Georgia team, and they'd be the first ones to tell you. I think this is going to be a heck of a game. That total of 56.5.
That feels right. Yeah. But I'll tell you, I mean, if you just look at their schedule, I mean, since the Austin P game, and that was the first week of September.
Yeah.
They've covered 9.5, or if they've only beaten teams by 10 plus points or more twice. They beat Kentucky by 3 scores at home. And they beat Auburn by 10 on the road. Outside of that, every game they've played since Austin P has been 1 possession or less.
Yeah. Wow. Good stat. Yeah. We'll jump it over here. BYU and Texas Tech. Now, I don't have a ton on this. Do you? If you don't,
this game makes no sense to me whatsoever. I haven't touched this with a 10-foot pole just because I don't understand why Texas Tech is almost a 2-touchdown favorite over basically a team that's considered exactly what they are in the Big 12. I just don't get it. So I'm not.
No. And not to interrupt you, I agree with you. This is what throws me confusion too. They're 11.5-point favorites, yet the total is 49.5.
Yeah.
So either it's going to be a massive blowout that, because blowouts lead to unders, right? Back and forth, like Bolin, like what you were talking about. Like if that Nuggets game was a back and forth, Jokic has double the numbers on all of those stats, right? So something's off here with the spread and the total. And now, there are many more in the crew that are much more educated on this game and these two teams specifically than me. But maybe the play is just Texas Tech team total. I don't know what that number is, but it just, it made me want to pause too, right? Yeah. Shit. Hey, we just need Texas Tech to cover that first half. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. I love that avatar too. It's great. Ohio State, Purdue. Ohio State is just steamrolling people. I'm not playing anybody minus 30 on the road. And especially when Ohio State can pitch shutouts.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you have a play on this? I don't.
No, I wasn't going to touch this one. 30 is too rich for my blood. And as you just stated with that BYU Texas Tech game, I mean, a total of 49.5 with BYU or Ohio State laying 30. Yeah. That's just a lot that has to happen for me to want to buy into that.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't even seen this Ole Miss line on a board on any place I've gone to.
Yeah,
so wherever they're getting 51 in the hook from, good for them. But
hey, let me tell you this: it's not going to be good for folks at the Citadel when the defense doesn't show up. We kind of need that.
I'm sure it's a nice day in Charleston, though. They'll probably be okay.
Yeah, you know the Citadel's like, we've heard that joke for 50 years. Please shut up. Like, we got it.
Yeah, we get it.
So shout out to everybody at the Citadel. We appreciate y'all for real.
Oh, yeah.
And great uniform color scheme too. I like the Citadel's unis. They're sharp. Agreed on this game. I'm not touching this with anything. If you're looking to do math on this, Ole Miss is a 51.5 point favorite, and the game total 63.5. So the books are telling you Citadel 12. They're feeling that 12 for Citadel. So let me say, these games, not bad strategy to look at Citadel team total over, because it literally might be like 10 points, and Ole Miss is not going to care by halftime. Trust me, all those kids are going to drink somewhere else. They're bouncing out if they even went to the game. Texas A&M, Missouri. Okay, now I'm big on A&M. Missouri feels like they're fading off. Any thoughts on this game?
No, I'm with you on this one. I've been riding with A&M a lot this year, to be quite honest with you, and you can answer this one for me. Didn't Missouri's quarterback basically have his leg fall off against Vanderbilt a couple of weeks ago? Is that guy playing?
Yeah,
he is. Okay,
well we're gonna, yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking A&M on this one. I believe I got him in yesterday, just taking the money line. I want to say it was about 240, 250. I just put that in as a parlay. I would probably lay the 6.5, but yeah, the way that dude's leg looked when I believe it was a Vanderbilt guy who took him down.
He's out.
He's out. Okay, then yeah, no, give me A&M in this spot, 100%.
You know, the A&M defense is really looking to have that signature game, because that defense is good, but it's been kind of run through the ringer a little bit. And their offense has responded, with, a points per game, total, like that, saying, okay, we got to score more. We got to go. Right. And they've done it. I mean, Texas A&M is 8-0, 5-0 in the SEC, and no one talks about them because they're really not that exciting of a team. Like, on purpose. They're a really, really good football team, like a really good football team. And what I'm getting at is that the defense has kind of been thrown through the ringer, and I think that they're ready to come out and have a signature shutdown type game, and this might be it. This might be a bad spot for Missouri, man. Like, A&M might go on the road and do some work today. That total of 49.5 is kind of low right there. For a reason. So yeah, we'll see. Oregon, Iowa.
I'm sorry, just before we jump off of this one. I mean, even if that quarterback from Missouri was going to be healthy, they're such a rushing team. And, like you said, this A&M defense, they have every reason to be fired up and come out and play a good game. It looks like they're pretty decent against the rush this year. So, I mean, yeah, just with a quarterback who's dinged up and really a passing offense, which, they don't have Luther Burden back there anymore. So I'm not necessarily as worried about Missouri picking me apart through the air. No. But yeah, A&M feels like the right move here.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, and I mean, bro, you know it. Like, you interrupt anytime, like that, you're good to go, right? AB, let me drop a rugby play. Sports fan, let's go. England plays Fiji in 2 hours. England team total over 40.5 in a rugby play. I am on this. What the hell is my phone? I'm on this. All right. Well done. Okay. England plays Fiji in 2 hours. England team total over 40.5. Freaking beautiful. I love it. I love it. Well done. All right. Oregon, Iowa. Here, let me throw the picks up real quick. I've got to figure out how to get these comments right. Bolin, let's go to the picks, and we'll jump into some more games from college basketball as well. But I want to make sure that everybody's good. You don't have to give explanations. Just read through what you got.
Yeah. So got Oregon, Iowa over 41.5 today. Excuse me. But yeah, again, also pretty nasty weather up there in Iowa today. When I looked at Iowa City, it didn't look like it was going to be below freezing during the game today, but there's going to be some weather there. So take that into consideration when you decide on playing the over-under there. Give me Vanderbilt -6. I just feel like they're a team playing for something, whereas Auburn's a team playing for nothing. And then give me the Indiana offensive train, -13.5 at Penn State. Sixers money line, Spurs money line parlay, and then Arkansas money line +105 in our duel, and St. John's -5.5 as well.
Beautiful work, my friend. All right. I'm in college basketball. Tennessee team total over 82.5. We'll talk about college basketball in just 1 second. Football, Oregon money line and Vanderbilt money line +105. Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets over 1.5 threes -105. Florida money line -110. We have that from the parlay from Friday night. Excuse me. Georgia money line, Nebraska money line +160. Arizona money line, Alabama money line -105. Oregon, Iowa over 40.5, and Indiana, Penn State over 49.5. Okay. Let me finish up on a couple college games, and then we'll jump to college basketball. And let's keep going. For anybody, if you have any games, any thoughts, anything that you need, yeah, drop those in to the chat. All right, we talked about Oregon, Iowa, Syracuse, Miami. I don't have anything on this, dude. Miami going through it right now.
Yeah.
I'm not betting them 28.5 points.
No, exactly. And that's where, the 28.5 was just too rich for my blood. Do I think that they probably just run Syracuse off the field? More than likely. But after last week, they've just been just a little untrustworthy. That's the thing. Like, they look great at times, and then they necessarily just don't. They just don't show up. And then, to be quite honest, that interception Carson Beck had at the end of that SMU game last week was one of the worst throws I've seen all season long. Yep. And we're, 16, 17 months pull apart from that dude being the number 1 pick in the draft? Like, come on. But, yeah, they should have no trouble with Syracuse. I'm not touching 28.5.
No. I wouldn't touch it even if they were playing, like, phenomenally.
Yeah.
Because, look, Miami is who they are right now. They've got to find themselves, and I think they do. Like, I think we're all saying the same thing, but yeah.
Plenty of tickets to be had, though. Apparently, if you're in South Beach, you got $5 to spend. You can check out Syracuse, Miami today.
All right, Blade, FCS play Lehigh -20.5. Beautiful, man. Appreciate you there. Kurt, good morning, AB and crew getting here late. Kurt, so good to see you, buddy. So good to see you. Cyclone. It's cold and wet and possible stuff. Iowa State guy. For the Iowa versus Oregon, which is exactly the conditions Iowa would thrive on. Expect a close game. I think Oregon struggles on offense a bit. Cyclone, obviously there around Iowa State knows exactly what he's talking about. Cyclone, one of the dogs in here. So great information right there. Now, Spell Dog. Citadel team total over 9.5 is +195. Dude, that's worth a couple bucks, like, just to see 9.5. Like, Ole Miss is not going to care by the second quarter of this game.
Yeah,
it's Lane Kiffin. His mind is out. Like, whoever Ole Miss plays next week, that's where his mind is after the second quarter today, right? You would think, you would hope, because if it's not, then it's going to be a bad day. Auburn,
Vanderbilt. Some belts to asses for another reason.
Oh yeah, big time. Auburn, Vanderbilt. We talked about that. Washington, Wisconsin. Wisconsin is just, I don't even want to talk about this game because I just feel Washington. Washington is very good. Wisconsin is very not. And I hate it because people in Wisconsin are phenomenal. They're just always super nice. So, yeah, I got nothing. Wake Forest, Virginia. All right, this your area. All right, Atlantic coastal area. What are you feeling about? Is Virginia for real, bro?
I think I don't know. Like, I mean, define for real. Like, you know, I think they're a good football team. I didn't expect them to be a good football team. But at the same time, they seem to play close games every week too. So it's like, do I really want to rely on them? And Wake Forest, amazingly enough, Robbie Ashford is actually looking like a decent quarterback there after transferring from South Carolina after failing at Auburn. They found something there. He can move the ball a little bit. I don't know. I mean, Virginia should win this game. They're 8-1. They're 5-0 at home.
Yeah, Wake Forest coming off that big win over SMU. Like, and I'm not kidding. Like, they won 13-12. You know, and SMU was like, oh my God, what the hell were we doing? Wake Forest is not bad. I mean, they're 5-3, but yeah.
It's one of those games where it's just hard to get a read because, you know, like I've seen the Robbie Ashford experience before, and you know, I mean, you even look at the guy's numbers. He's got 3 touchdowns and 5 picks with 1,300 passing yards. So it's like,
you know what he reminds me of?
Getting here.
You know what he reminds me of? Remember Tyler Bray?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A game where you have 2 touchdowns, 3 picks, 400 yards. You're like, what?
Sign me up for that.
Just all the time. You're like, I don't know what just happened.
But yeah, I mean, Virginia should take care of business in that one, I would think. But I'm just still not a real believer in the Cavaliers.
Yeah. What do they call them? The cheese and wine crowd over there in Charlottesville?
God, I mean, yeah, a lot of pastels.
Brooks Brothers is big over there. They sell a lot of past. Yeah, exactly. Cal and Louisville. Dude, Cal is a weird team. We won't spend a lot of time in this game, but I like Louisville here. I don't like Louisville at 17.5 points.
Yeah, same way.
Yeah,
I think Louisville should win, and that's it. Honestly,
right?
I haven't watched enough Cal to be quite honest. Like, I know they're in the ACC now, and it still weirds me out to see them, have a kickoff against Syracuse at 11 a.m. our time. But yeah, it's just, No. Louisville should win. Do I like them almost to win by 3 scores? No.
That's the most accurate take on this game. Yeah, Louisville should win. Spell Dog. That's former Kansas City Chief Tyler Brady. You pal. Spell Dog. First off, good to see you, bro. And second off, yeah, Chiefs legend. I don't know about this Patrick Mahomes. Whatever. Look. Patrick, no, I'm just kidding. We can't even make a joke on that. Patrick Mahomes is so good. LSU and Alabama. Well, in college football on this. What are you feeling on this game?
I didn't touch it, but I think Alabama should cover that 10.5. I mean, we've talked about this before. I'm just not a believer in Grant Nussmeier at all. I just feel like when the moment is really bright, that guy seems to have a tendency to shrink more than to thrive. And, going on the road in Tuscaloosa, LSU, Alabama was always a big game anyways. But, with Bama dropping their week 1 game to Florida State and them having to continue to climb back up in this now, this isn't a game where I could see them really letting get away. I mean, Ty Simpson's been on a roll lately. I would lean Alabama here. I would feel comfortable taking the 10.5.
Well, I'll say
total's an interesting number there at 49, though. Go ahead.
No. That was my fault, buddy. I interrupted you. I was agreeing with you that we've got Alabama on the money line with Arizona, and look, Bolin, we've both seen this game our whole life, right? Like as most people in the chat, if you're in the SEC area or whatever, right? So you've got LSU just fired Brian Kelly. I think you're going to see a big boost from LSU. Here's the hard part. Alabama ain't no damn joke. That they are the real deal. Kalen DeBoer, after that loss to Florida State to start the season, that man went into Dexter's laboratory and went quiet and just started going to work.
And he's just stunting on hose left and right.
Exactly. Look, and Tennessee was one of them. Just saw it a couple of weeks ago. Alabama's the real deal. But here's also what they do. Kalen DeBoer, when you have a guy like that who is stared into the abyss and it stared back and he's still with us, that means this man has seen death. And what people like that do is they don't screw around when they get a lead. If Alabama gets up in this game, it is going to be student body left, student body right. He is going to run the football, not throw picks, not try to give you a shot, punt the football. All the margin style, good coaching cliche things is everything Alabama wants to do in this game. I agree with you that total is fascinating because I could see this being 24 to, 18, something like that, right? Or I could see it being 55, 52. Like, you'd no idea because LSU is literally a wild tiger after Kel. You know what I mean? Like, they could come out and look great. It's LSU.
Yep.
I mean, on any given day, LSU could show up and say, we're just going to play with anybody in the country. They have the talent to do it.
What's that receiver's name that they have? Is that a really good receiver? What's his name?
But which one? Butte?
I think, yeah, maybe that was it. But yeah, no, I know when I'm just going back to when LSU played South Carolina, that guy was just torching everybody. I've seen him do it a few times this year. I mean, maybe that's the way that they get going on offense there. But to your point, this feels like a game where once Alabama gets ahead, they're going to do everything they can to just kind of step on the head of that snake.
You talking about Xavier Thomas? Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, this just feels like a game where they're going to try and just bleed whatever life LSU has in them out as soon as possible. And obviously, as you noted, Brian Kelly being fired, usually you get that boost after a head coach firing. DeBoer's probably going to do everything in his power to just kind of nip that in the bud as quickly as he can. And I think you make a great point in the fact that they're just going to probably rush it down their throat as soon as they take that lead.
Yeah, agreed. The two best things that you could do if you're Alabama, okay? The two best things is when you get the ball on your first drive, score a touchdown. When LSU gets the ball for their first drive, make them punt. As simple as that. It sounds dumb. It sounds like it doesn't mean it, and it doesn't mean the world, but it's exactly, Bolin, what you just said. Alabama wants to take the conservative approach. We get a lead, we play defense, we punt, play field position, all of those things, all of those cliches for Alabama, I think are absolutely the game plan. They'll take field goals. They are going to run 3rd and 2. They're going to run the football and then make a smart decision. All those type things. Here's the thing, though. If LSU comes out and jumps to a lead, all of that goes out the window. All of it. And then we got a game. Because the backdrop, if this game were in Baton Rouge, it's just going to be wild as hell. And don't get me wrong, Bryant Denny can go with any stadium out there. But what I'm getting at is that the pressure is on Alabama. The pressure's not on LSU in this game. LSU doesn't have a coach. They're supposed to lose by double digits. They get the blessing of they get to play by their own rules. Alabama's probably going to play all by the rules, So I'm fascinated with the first half total in this game. I'm fascinated with the total as a whole. All right, so that's college football. I want to make sure we get to some other sports. I know we've got 45 minutes, but it is Saturday. And college football, I think that league's going to make it. I think people enjoy it. Now, let's jump to some college basketball here, bro. So Alabama St. John's. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like what I touched on earlier. I tend to lean more towards veteran backcourts, especially in college basketball, who have been there, who have done it, and who've played at a high level before. I think that was one of the biggest reasons why, I got Georgetown yesterday at plus 180 to win outright at Maryland. And the entire reason I took it was because their guard play is exceptional compared to Maryland's guard play. So I kind of see something similar playing out here in this St. John's game. They've got veterans who have been there. Like I said earlier, Patino just works this portal like it's NBA free agency every summer. He knows exactly what he's doing. This is what he was built for, essentially. So they've put together a heck of a squad. For me, I just think the difference in this game is going to be one, playing at the Garden, and two, Alabama having to rely on a lot of younger guys or guys who really just weren't pieces of the puzzle last year to step into that environment and compete against a team that's going to be ready to go. So for me, I think it's, if it's still at 5.5, I love St. John's at that number.
Here we go. Great analysis right there, my boy. Hey, look at this right here. Bailey, good morning, AB, my man. How are you? Just celebrated my 5-year anniversary for my liver transplant. 5 years ago today, I was in a coma, man. Bailey, dude.
Congratulations, man.
Oh, yeah, big time, man. Like, Bailey's been with us. Dude, he's been running the crew for years. And Bailey, oh, my God, Aaron, so happy to celebrate this. You've been through it all. And Bolin, let me tell you this, all right? And for anybody who might be going through something in life, big or small, okay? We don't compare things in life of other, like, comparison is the biggest thief of joy. It either makes you feel like you're better than somebody or you're worse than somebody, and both of them aren't true, and neither of them are going to make you happy in any ways, right? So we don't compare anything. So that wasn't what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is that Bailey has had a damn positive attitude through all of this. I've seen it. This man woke up and never had a bad day, never complained. Nothing, man. Nothing. Yeah. So
love that. No, Bailey, hey, and you know what? I've got some liver problems myself. I totally can relate and understand to it. Fortunately, I haven't had to have a transplant, but congratulations, man. That's huge. I'm very, very happy for you. Continue living every day, like Alan was saying.
Absolutely, man. Well said, Bailey. Dude, love it, big bro. So good to see you, man. So good to see you, Bailey. You don't know it, but you help me, man. I listen to you every morning in the hospital. Oh, dude, you're going to make me cry on that one. Bailey, I love you. Yeah, you're going to make me tear up on that one. Oh, man, I just love it, buddy. So glad, man. So glad. So glad. All right. Western Carolina, look, we got some block games. If you have anything on these, feel free to stop me. I'm going to set the table for it. But, again, yeah, I mean, they're 35.5-point favorites. Towson and Houston a 28.5-point favorite. Houston's second ranked in the country. They pretty good. Northern Kentucky, Tennessee. Again, Tennessee, a 28.5-point favorite. Total 138.5. We're on Tennessee team total over 82.5. And then Arkansas, Michigan State. So, Bolin, again, man, break it down. And I know that you and Ice have the saddle up, which is awesome. But, yeah, break down this game, man. What do you see, folks?
Yeah, so, I mean, again, for me, I don't want to harp on it too much or sound like a broken record, but I'm a big believer in guard play, and I look at this matchup. I just feel like Arkansas has the advantage in that area. I will not be the first person to sit here and tell you that I think John Calipari is a great in-game basketball coach by any stretch of the imagination. So Tom Izzo absolutely has the advantage on that front. I just don't think this Michigan State team is to the point yet where they will be by the time conference play rolls around. I know someone mentioned in the chat earlier, I forget exactly who it was, but these are the types of games that Izzo tends to schedule early to test his team, to see what they're about, and to actually let them see what it's all about. These are the types of games that make them better later in the season. But as of right this second, I think entering today, even on the road, Breslin Center, tough place to play. I just like Arkansas in this matchup. I think they've got between Brazil in the post and the guard play that they have. I'm leaning in that direction in this one.
I love it. No, great breakdown. And I think the point that you got to exactly was this, is that I love that Calipari and Izzo both, they love these early big matchups because of exactly what you just said. I want to test my guys. It's what good coaches do. Because if you played great, you know what? Awesome. Good to see. I'm still going to wear you out. If we played bad, the coach gets a free shot at a good team to tell them they look like, because how many times are you going to get that, right? And I love that both of these coaches, they're not afraid to do it because they're smart. So going into that, it's the same mindset in betting it. It's a gamble. Kansas, North Carolina, like these early games, it's a gamble and it's fun. We get to find out more about them, So it's gonna be an awesome one. We've got great sports today, man. It's a solid day here. Let me see. Did we have? Oh yeah, we got a few more. Holy Cross BYU. You big on that BYU minus 37.5?
Let me tell you what. I'm going to watch more BYU basketball this season than I think I've watched even like during the whole Jimmer thing. This team, I'm so excited to watch this team. This is the best team organized religion can buy. And I'm going to tell you that right now. These guys are a squad. They've got an NBA coach. They've got a dynamic talent in Dynasta. They've got a big man in Keita who was all over the floor in their opener against Villanova. The guy, I want to say 7 foot tall, and at one point they said he had a 42-inch vertical. So I'm just like, this is a team that's going to be extremely fun to watch. Am I going to take them to cover 38 points tonight? No, but yeah, no. This is a team. I mean, as the season goes on, I'm extremely interested to see what this BYU team rounds into and where they are by the time we get to February and March.
There we go. All right, let me. Number one, again. Excellent analysis. Number two. All right. I don't think we have any Utah fans in the chat. If we do, I apologize. But can we make BYU basketball like our team as a show? Like everybody has their teams, and I think BYU is on the other side enough to where it's like it's not going to come into effect on too many. We got some West Coast folks out here. I do understand. You're going to have to make some decisions on that. But just for fun, like, I want to track and like bet this team a lot because you're right. They are fun, dude. Zach said it. BYU going to be a force this season. The Storm and Mormon, Emilio. Bro, Mullen, you said the greatest team organized religion can buy. I'm all for it.
I mean, they literally have a $12 million college basketball roster. There's like 14 dudes on that team.
Yeah. What's that reality show? Like the Mormon Housewives or whatever?
Oh God, yeah, I don't know what it's called, but I know exactly what is it the Sister Wives or whatever it is?
It was something, but they all print money out there in Utah.
It's a vibe.
We'll buy 20-piece McNugget, throw 2 out because we got money like that. All right, Oklahoma Gonzaga. All right. Educate me, okay? Bolin, I am walking into this having not seen one dribble of Gonzaga. Is it Gonzaga or Gonzaga?
I've always...
that part doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
They say Gonzaga. I grew up in a school that I have a lot of friends that went with Gonzaga. So I think it's just one of those things where you kind of pick and choose whatever you really like, honestly.
Yeah. All right. So I haven't seen one dribble. Is Gonzaga for real, or are they just kind of good? Like, how do we break down Gonzaga?
I mean, they bring some. They bring a lot back from last year's team, and they still have. I mean, Braden Huff and Graham Ike, those are their 2 bigs. 6'10", 6'9", both 250. These guys have both played a lot before. They got Tyon Grant Foster. I believe he was a transfer from Grand Canyon University. I want to double check that to be sure, but he's a guy who can just fill it up. They're an interesting team. I think it's like, obviously very early. I haven't seen them play at all. I missed their first game. But I do think in this spot, especially playing in Spokane, it won't be a home game for them, but it's close enough to a home game. And I just don't, Oklahoma's a good team. Oklahoma's a great coach, I think, of Porter Moser, but I just don't know enough about them to feel like I would be any confident thinking they're going to go up to the Pacific Northwest and beat down the Pacific Northwest team when they're a double-digit favorite.
There we go. Hey, no, that's good. That's good strategy and analysis. And I'll say this. All right, so Hawk. All right, the perfect person, exactly who we needed to drop it in. How do you say Zags? Great call, Gonzaga. There you go. All right, perfect, beautiful. Hey, a Gonzaga person, Pacific Northwest. Exactly who we needed right there, Hawk. Appreciate you. All right. And also said, hold on, where's it at? I'm out on BYU as a show team. That's why, dude. That's why I love it. That's why I love it. All right. Hawk, you're the best. Yeah, all right. So we're Zags there. Yeah, that's it. So, all right. Let's hit the picks, man. We'll jump out of here. I know we've gone like an hour, bro. So don't want to keep everybody. Bo, you don't have to give a breakdown. Just read through what you got.
Yep. So I got Oregon, Iowa over 41.5. Vanderbilt -6. Indiana -13 and 13 a hook at Penn State. In the NBA, like Sixers money line, Spurs money line parlay. And in college basketball, give me the Fighting Calipari's from Arkansas at +105 and Rick Pitino's white suit at -5 and a hook.
There we go. Hawk, first time I've heard AB say it right. Hey, you taught me. There we go. That's what we need, right?
I mean, it makes a great point. You don't say Zogs, so it's hard. How do you argue that?
Agreed. And that's why, like, I'm telling you, that's why I love this crew of just bringing it, because that's how we all learn. That's how we all get better. And love the short and sweet description too of like what you just said. Like, how do you say Zags? Boom, perfect. Like, I'll never forget that. Yeah. All right. Learning something, and we're gonna try to make some money. All right, Rick Barnes, come on, baby. Come on, Barnesy. Bring it to us here. Tennessee team total in the Food City Arena. Get you some of that. Team total over 82.5. Oregon money line, Vanderbilt money line. That is both football +105. Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets over 1.5 threes -105. Florida money line. That's a continuation of the USC parlay from last night. -110. Georgia money line, Nebraska money line +160. Arizona money line, Alabama money line -105. I'm with Bolin, Oregon, Iowa over 40.5, and Indiana and Penn State over 49.5. Bolin, I sure do appreciate you coming on. I know, as everyone else does. Any final thoughts, man? Where can we all follow you? Where can we find your work? All that.
Yeah, my Twitter handle's right there, mbolin2787. Currently working for Minute Media. Unfortunately, not doing as much writing now as I was a month ago, so probably a little bit harder to find my byline anywhere. But as Alan knows, I do a pretty decent job of managing and editing and making sure we're putting out quality content. So Minute Media, a lot of NFL, a lot of NBA, a lot of MLB stuff, what we're doing over there. If you guys want to check it out, we'd definitely appreciate it. But AB, back to you, my man.
Oh, dude, we definitely do. We definitely appreciate you, crew, everybody, man. Thank you so much. All right, Bola, good to see you, buddy. Good to see all of you. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. We'll be live Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern, normal time. Break down everything in the NFL. But telling everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. Bolin, thank you again. So good to see you, buddy. And we'll see you all Sunday. Have a great, great day. Thanks.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody.